many people down here so we can spread the word.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And thank you for answering all my questions.
Hello, I'm Eric Anderson, and welcome to a special bonus episode of YXE Underground. I wanted to share this story with you as it connects nicely with next week's new episode featuring Julia Holliday-Scott from AIDS Saskatoon. What you are hearing is me about to receive an HIV test.
Talking him down.
Yeah, I mean,
before you came and you saw the needle, which is not very big at all. So basically, I'll tell you about the two types of HIV testing that we can do and do. So basically, there is a rapid test, which is also called a point of care test.
In June, I received an email from Lauryn, who is the Education and Prevention Coordinator at AIDS Saskatoon. They asked if I wanted to take part in National HIV Testing Day, which is on June 27th. My first thought was, yes, of course I would do it. HIV rates in Saskatchewan are incredibly high compared to the rest of the country. Maybe if I tweeted about it, did something for the podcast, people might learn something. That was my thinking. But then I started to come up with reasons why I shouldn't do the test. Many reasons. Reasons that when I look back on it, I feel kind of embarrassed about. So I called Lauryn and we talked. Actually, I talked a lot and she patiently listened. Lauryn is an excellent listener. A few weeks after our conversation, I met Lauryn and a lovely registered nurse named Mel at Saskatoon Sexual Health on 2nd Avenue to receive an HIV test.
my name is Lauryn Chronic, and I'm the Education and Prevention Coordinator at AIDS Saskatoon.
Lauryn, can you explain what's happening right now?
Sure. Sorry, 1 second. At this very instant? Like right now?
Or just in the...
Sure. So you are about to get a point of care HIV test, and the reason that we asked you to participate in this is because June 27th is National HIV Testing Day all across Canada and here in Saskatoon.
Why is it important for people to get tested?
It's important for people to get an HIV test because it's really important that people know their status, so whether or not they are HIV positive or negative. Reason being is if someone is HIV positive and they are not taking medication every single day, there is a chance that they could transmit the virus, pass the virus on to somebody else. And so in order to curb future infections, the goal of HIV Testing Day is to get as many people tested as possible. So in case people didn't know their status, this is a way that they could find out about their status and we can get them connected to care.
Lauryn, can you explain to our podcast listeners how I reacted, or maybe our first conversation that we had?
So the first conversation that we had, you were definitely a little bit nervous about the needle aspect, which is totally valid. I mean, lots of people are freaked out by any type of needle, no matter whether it's big or small. So that's, a completely valid concern. And the test that you are going to take today, the needle is not very big. So hopefully that provides some relief to you and other listeners out there. That's the point of care test that you can get done at Saskatoon Sexual Health. Other conversations that we had were, some feelings about stigma, just kind of like internalized stigma. So, the fact that you've been married with one partner and, wondering why would you even need an HIV test in the first place?
And it was you were so wonderful over the phone. I want everybody to understand that because at first I was like, of course I'll do this. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, I don't want people to perceive me in a way of living this risky lifestyle or having it look bad upon the business where I work or something like that. Or my wife thinking, well, Eric, why do you need an HIV test? So when you're confronted with people like me, what do you say? Because you did a marvelous job with me.
So ultimately, what I tell everybody is HIV does not discriminate. HIV can affect anybody. Reason being is that there are so many different ways of contracting HIV, and it's completely valid to have, internal feelings come up when you want to take an HIV test, and that's totally fine. I think it's really important to unpack where that stigma is coming from, and really learning, why are you feeling this way? How are you feeling about other people living with HIV? Is it something that even really crosses your mind? Obviously, HIV is much more of a mainstream talked about type of disease now, but at the end of of the day, if it's not something that crosses your periphery on a daily basis, you might not necessarily know someone who is HIV positive, but chances are you probably do. And maybe that person isn't out as HIV positive, and it's really important to have those conversations and really just unpack that stigma.
A reactive test or like a confirmed positive
Right.
HIV test. And like everybody reacts to it different. Everybody has different amounts of supports on their own.
Right.
So we always make sure we get people sorted out, because we're not just gonna get them this reactive test, or even if it's non-reactive and they're like having a lot of emotions about it, we're not just gonna send them out the door and say, figure this out on your own,
exactly.
because it is like quite a heavy thing to be doing for a lot of folks. So.
Okay.
How often do you get a false positive?
I personally have never had one.
Okay.
They're quite rare. So most of the times a reactive test is also going to be a positive, confirmed positive.
I think June 27th, National HIV Testing Day, events like this are so critical, especially because Saskatchewan has such high rates of HIV. It's so important to really have everybody unpack that stigma and make testing as accessible as possible. And one of the reasons why I think this is such a crucial event is it's taking HIV testing outside of the stereotypical clinical environment and bringing it to places like the Friendship Inn and like the Francis Morrison Library, where a lot of people who are potentially more at risk or vulnerable to HIV won't necessarily think about getting tested. And so it gives them the option to get tested on that day.
How important is this to you?
Oh my gosh, this is incredibly important to me. I've been working in the HIV field for nearly a decade now, mainly in Toronto and Ottawa, and I'm new to Saskatchewan. And so I honestly had no idea that Saskatchewan had the highest HIV rates until I read a news release last year, and I was like, just baffled by that, and I really wanted to know more. And the populations of people getting infected here are so completely different from Toronto. I would say they're actually flipped.
How are they flipped?
So the work I was doing in Toronto was mainly on HIV criminalization, specifically with men who have sex with men. So that is still primarily the highest population that's getting infected in Toronto. And the way that the queer men's community uses drugs looks really different. Crystal meth in Toronto is used as a party and play drug. It's not used as like a pretty mainstream drug. So coming to Saskatchewan and understanding that people who inject drugs is the highest infected population here, that's just totally different from a lot of other parts of Canada.
Thank you for explaining that. And thank you for asking me to do this. And especially thank you for answering all of my questions that day that we spoke on the phone, because I asked you a lot of questions, and you're an excellent listener, and you provided very clear and concise answers. So thank you.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for, and I'm always happy to answer more questions. You can reach me at education@aidssaskatoon.ca or call 306-242-5005 at extension 3.
Should we get on with the pin brick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Radio world.
Radio. Okay.
All right, let's do it. I will get you next. So I just fill up this tube to that little black line there. Usually takes a minute or two.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of like a pallet or something like that, but no, it's a tube.
This is Mel administering the rapid or point of care test. She pricks my index finger to get some blood.
How long have you
I'm
been
relieved
doing
it's not a big needle.
I've been at the clinic here for 6 months. And I came from the pediatric ward at RUH,
really?
so
Oh, wow.
kind of a big change there.
Yeah, no
but
kidding.
It's been good.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm doing my master's right now as well, and I'm studying adolescent sexual health education. So my big thing that I love to talk about is like youth getting tested, essentially. So I love it when we have young people that come in and want to talk about testing and birth control and just everything. That's what I... So we already have our answer there. You can see in the membrane unit, there's that one blue dot on the top and nothing on the bottom, so that is negative.
Okay.
So you are good to go. And I can show that to Lauryn. That's what the kids look like.
Wow.
Awesome.
Easy, done and done.
Wow.
Pretty quick and painless.
I never actually
Yeah.
saw the kid like that. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you to Lauryn and Mel for being wonderful to work with and for answering all of my questions. If you want to learn more about HIV testing, send Lauryn an email, education@aidssaskatoon.ca, or call 306-242-5005, extension 3. They are absolutely wonderful. Don't forget, a brand new episode featuring Julia Holliday-Scott drops next Thursday, December 12th. Julia is the Support Services Coordinator for AIDS Saskatoon and one of the smartest people I have ever spoken with. We cover everything from HIV stigma, the role that a new safe consumption site will play in Saskatoon, and why she is so passionate about helping vulnerable people in our community. Subscribe to YXE Underground for free on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Don't forget to leave a review. You can also stream episodes on Spotify or the website yxeunderground.com. You can also find YXE Underground on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This bonus episode was recorded on Treaty 6 territory and the traditional homeland of the Metis. YXE Underground is a production of the Salthammer Production Company. My name is Eric Anderson, and we'll talk to you in 7 days, Saskatoon.